Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of World Talks here on TVP World. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee, and please join me and my guests on this next interview. Poland is ramping up its defense posture with a new national security bill emphasizing deepened regional cooperation and the establishment of a permanent defense architecture known as E-Shield. Prime Minister Donald Tusk and key ministers reinforced this strategy with a symbolic visit to the Belarusian border, signaling strategic resolve. Joining us today on TVP World to break down this evolving security doctrine is retired Colonel Zdzisław Śliwa, Dean of the Baltic Defense College. Former senior officer in the Polish Armed Forces with expertise in NATO planning, hybrid warfare, and operational level strategy, he brings a sharp lens to Poland's next moves on defense and deterrence. Hello, sir, and welcome to TVP World.
Thank you for inviting, sir.
So before we take a look and break down this initiative, we do have a statement made by the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk. Let's take a look at it.
We have more confirmation that both East Shield, which is the military dimension of the border defense, and the protection of the border against illegal crossings are a common European duty, NATO's duty, but above all, a European one. It's all connected with the financing of these tasks. We finally adopted as the European Council the commitment that by 2030 Europe must obtain full defense capabilities, and in our opinion by 2030 Europe must be and will be clearly stronger than Russia in terms of army, weapons and technology.
So, sir, in your assessment, how central is this East Shield initiative when it comes to Poland's overall defense strategy?
In my personal opinion, Eastern Border Shield, because this is the full name of that concept, which is also part of European Union white paper, is of great significance in Poland. The discussion, which was focused only about Eastern Border Shield, I think should be a little broader, because European Union white paper is not talking about shield only. It is mentioned, of course, but that concept is really much broader, talking about air defense, talking about artillery ammunition. And what is very important, currently Poland is embedding that concept into the concept which was already started in January 2024, when Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania decided to develop the concept Baltic Defense Line. So that Polish initiative is significantly supporting the overall security of our eastern border. And what is also important, it is including not only Kaliningrad, for example, or Belarus border. It is also extended toward Lublin, Lubelskie Wojewodina, Podkarpackie Wojewodina. It means that Poland is ready for worst case scenario, the worst course of action when Ukraine, in any sense, will be subordinated to Russia, which is the most dangerous case for Polish security.
Right, so even if that's the worst case scenario, Poland is well prepared. Now, the Prime Minister also says this is a shared responsibility within the European Union. Can you help us figure out how much is the European Union itself involved in this project as a whole?
That project is, from Polish perspective, is not new, because Poland started already in October last year. So what European is currently supporting, it's supporting first of all with an option to finance that project. Poland already dedicated 10 billion Polish zloty, which is about 2.5 billion euros. It means we were really proactive in that sense. And that white paper with Rearm Europe or Readiness 2030 will significantly support this financially. The point is that the project is really huge, and it will last until 2030. So we could count on money coming from European Union. Of course, we are talking about those 150 billion euros, but those are loans. At the same time, Poland is in lead with military spending, reaching soon 5%. I would like to highlight also a very important factor. we have such a concept which is called whole of government approach. By embedding Eastern Border Shield into European Union white paper and also taking resolution in Polish parliament, Poland shifted to whole of nation approach, because it is not only governmental project, it will involve all regional administration. It means the whole society will benefit from extended security. So as for now, from European Union, first of all, money which are definitely highly required to move it until 2030 to achieve desired end state.
Right, like I mentioned before, with the Baltic Defense Line, this is going to be something that is not perhaps just for Poland, but for the entire region as a whole. Can you help us understand how does Poland aim to integrate with other European allies in order to implement this plan, especially when it comes to the Baltic front?
Yes, sir, you are totally right. So we are talking about eastern border, but in much broader sense, coming from Narva down to Podkarpackie Wojewodina, which is very important. So first of all, currently there's a change in NATO command structure, NATO force structure. It means we have a US support. We have enhanced forward presence located both in Poland and in Baltic states. It means we have capacities which are very important to supplement Polish capacity. The point is that such aspect like air defense, long-range artillery, logistic supplies, those are very important. So we have currently fifth corps element in Poznań. We have already new divisions, but it takes time. So it means Poland needs additional support still from our allied partners. We are NATO member, and NATO is still Article 5 is a very important factor. So we must, and we will rely also on our allies in specific aspects. For example, intelligence. This was the case when intelligence was stopped for Ukraine, along with weapon supplies. It caused a big problem, for example, in Kursk. It means we still should rely on some capabilities which are not available in Poland. Just mentioned intelligence. And of course, nuclear factor, which was already mentioned quite a few times.
Yeah. So, like you briefly mentioned, the artillery system, the long-range systems are all very crucial for defense going forward. When it comes to this eShield project in particular, what sort of infrastructure, what sort of capabilities do you think that it will be prioritized under this project?
Yes, sir, you are totally right. Artillery matters. But the point is that border shield is mainly related to, at this point, to deterrence, to deter enemy, to show our ability and capability to defend each, like we have in NATO concept, each square of NATO nations. So this is also linked with the fact that Poland is not going to allow enemy to get into the country, because we know what happened when Ukraine was asked, Bucha, for example. It means that currently we need definitely continue, and capabilities. First of all, defense line border shield will stop enemy. But we need long-range weapon system which will allow to attack enemy in his depth. Next point, we need strong air defense. We need also ammunition, because currently use of ammunition is growing significantly. Those are very important. Another factor is, of course, intelligence, and this is what is those elements are quite critical. And also looking into the way Russia is fighting. So we see those small groups, we see utilization on tank, and first of all, currently drone warfare is a very significant factor. So anti-drone capacities, at the same time strike drone capacities are very important. And what is also good, Poland has already some achievement. Polish drones, strike drones are already used in Ukraine, and we have capabilities in that sense. So variety of capabilities, and it takes time and it takes significant money.
Right, it does take funding and time as well. And like you mentioned earlier, it's earmarked for 2030. Do you think that this timeline is realistic? Do you foresee any political, logistical, or even budgetary challenges that could delay or undermine the eShield project?
Budget is also always a significant delay. Looking into time frame, talking about that readiness 2030, we are talking roughly about 5 years. There are many different assessments when Russia could be ready. So as long Russia is still continuing aggression in Ukraine, fighting that brave nation fighting for independence. However, when Russia will be ready to strike again. I was reading lately a very interesting book by Colonel Giles, Who Will Defend Europe? And he was, by the way, talking about Europe as sleeping continent. And it is unpredictable time frame. Really, it is unpredictable. If Poland and European Union, NATO would start any preparations already 2022, we would be definitely one step ahead. So we had a lot of speeches by different politicians, academics, talking 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Just yesterday, I was listening to Euronews interview with President Wałęsa, who was talking 10, 15 years. So it's really unpredictable. Russia is also in big trouble economically, for example. How long Russia will be embedded, will be involved in aggression in Ukraine is every year is very important for us because it is preparing us to really prepare for the war. Because like Colonel Giles said, that it's just a matter of time when Russia will strike again. So in this sense, Ukraine is part of European security, giving us time. How much time? I would say in 2022, 2014, nobody was expecting what really happened.
All right. Thank you so much for your input and insight. Really appreciate you helping us break all of this down. And thanks for being with us on TVP World.
Thank you very much, sir.
Cheers. And thank you for tuning into this edition of World Talks. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.